Hey everyone! Today we're diving into a topic that confuses a lot of new business owners, the difference between an LLC and a DBA, and why choosing the right one really matters for your business. So let me start by breaking this down in simple terms. An LLC, or limited liability company, is actually a legal business structure that separates you from your business. A DBA, which stands for Doing Business As, is basically just a nickname for your business. It's not a business structure at all. Now, this might sound pretty straightforward, but there's actually a lot more to it than that. Well, let's talk about LLCs first. You see, an LLC is like putting a protective shield around your personal assets. When you form an LLC, you're creating a separate legal entity that exists independently from you. This means if something goes wrong with your business, let's say you get sued or fall into debt, your personal stuff like your house, car, and savings are typically protected. The thing is, LLCs also give you some nice tax flexibility. You can choose how you want to be taxed, either as a sole proprietorship, partnership, or even as a corporation. Plus, LLCs look more professional to customers and vendors, which can actually help you land bigger contracts and build more trust in your brand. Now, on the other hand, a DBA is basically just a trade name or a fictitious business name. Let's say your name is John Smith, and you want to run a business called Amazing Tech Solutions. You would need to file a DBA to legally use that name. But here's the important part. A DBA provides zero liability protection. You and your business are still legally the same entity. So let's talk about money, because that's often a big factor in this decision. With a DBA, you're typically looking at a pretty low cost, usually between $30 and $60, depending on your state. But remember, that's just for the name registration. When it comes to an LLC, the costs are higher, but you're getting a lot more. The filing fees vary by state, but you're usually looking at anywhere from $50 to $500 for the initial filing. Then there are ongoing costs like annual reports and registered agent fees. Actually, if you want to keep things simple and professional, I recommend using Taylor Brands for your LLC formation. They handle all the paperwork and provide a registered agent service, making the whole process really straightforward. Now, this is where things get really important. The main reason many business owners choose an LLC over a DBA comes down to liability protection. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine you run a consulting business, and one of your clients claims your advice caused them to lose money. With just a DBA, they could come after your personal assets. But with an LLC, they can generally only go after your business assets. When it comes to taxes, there's actually quite a bit to think about. With a DBA, you're basically just a sole proprietorship or partnership. All your business income gets reported on your personal tax return. An LLC, on the other hand, gives you more options. You can choose to be taxed as a sole proprietorship, partnership, or even as a corporation, which might save you money depending on your situation. So, how do you actually decide which one is right for you? Well, it really depends on your specific situation. A DBA might be enough if you're just starting out, working solo, and operating in a low-risk industry with minimal chance of lawsuits or debt. But honestly, in most cases, an LLC is the smarter choice. The thing is, even if your business seems low risk now, things can change quickly. The extra protection and flexibility you get with an LLC usually outweigh the additional costs. Now, if you've decided to move forward with an LLC, here's what you need to do. First, choose a unique business name and check if it's available in your state. Then, you'll need to file articles of organization and appoint a registered agent. Actually, this is where using a service like Taylor Brands can really help. They handle all of this for you and make sure everything's done correctly. If you're going the DBA route, you'll just need to register your business name with your local county clerk or state agency. It's a simpler process. But remember, you're not getting any of those liability protections we talked about. So here's what it all comes down to. If you're serious about your business and want to protect your personal assets, an LLC is usually the way to go. Yes, it costs more upfront, but the benefits of liability protection and tax flexibility make it worth it for most business owners. On the other hand, if you're just testing the waters with a side hustle or running a very small, low-risk operation, a DBA might be enough to get you started. Just remember, you can always upgrade to an LLC later if your business grows or your needs change. Well, That's about it for today's breakdown of LLCs versus DBAs. If you're ready to take the next step with your business, I really recommend checking out Taylor Brands through the link in the description. They make the whole process super easy and can help you get everything set up correctly from the start. Remember, this decision is really important for your business's future, so take your time and choose what works best for your specific situation. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about LLCs or DBAs.